Today, we got the sensational Spider-Man versus the savage Hawkman. Who comes out on top? Let's find out. Peter Parker was bitten by a radioactive spider as a teenager, granting him spider-like powers. After the death of his Uncle Ben, which he could have prevented, Peter learned that with great power comes great responsibility. Swearing to always protect the innocent from harm, Peter Parker became the amazing Spider-Man. Peter's a proportionate strength of a spider. He's able to over 10 tons easily. He's able to go toe-to-toe with villains like Rhino and Venom. He's even held his own against Iron Man and Hulk. When in stressful situations, Spider-Man's able to lift much more, even supporting the Daily Bugle at one point, and he's helped an airplane before. Spider-Man has incredible durability. He's able to easily withstand blows from Hulk and Rhino, buildings collapsing on him, needing the exposure from hand grenades. Peter is so tough that he once tensed his abdominal muscles against a trained boxer, and breaking his wrist. However, Spider-Man isn't nearly as durable to penetrative forces, and he can still be hurt by knives and bullets. He possesses the speed, agility, and reflexes of a spider, and really this is probably one of Spider-Man's greatest assets. He's been described as fast as machine gun fire, and can move faster than the human eye can follow. He's been described as the most agile character in the Marvel Universe, and can easily dodge bullets and projectiles. One of Spider-Man's most famous abilities is his spider sense, which kind of functions as a sixth sense of sorts. It allows him to sense when danger is incoming. The spider sense, plus his speed, agility, and reflexes, make Spider-Man nearly impossible to hit. Peter is able to crawl along walls and other surfaces, and this ability also allows him to hold several tons with a single finger. Peter's most famous equipment are his web shooters, which he can use as a means of transportation, ensnaring opponents, and shooting small web bullets. Peter is an excellent fighter, and was trained by Shang-Chi, a form of martial arts that perfectly utilizes his spider powers called the Way of the Spider. So, we got one corner, friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. But, entering the ring, the other corner, well, it's Hawkman. Carter Hall, now infused with mysterious nth metal, is granted flight, strength, and living armor. He battles against dangerous threats, both alien and mystical, as a savage Hawkman. Because of the nth metal, Hawkman is easily superhuman, and has incredible strength, speed, and durability. He smashed Blockbuster into the ground, then knocked him out, sent him flying into the air, battled against Xerxes, and actually staggered people like Martian Manhunter and Supergirl with his attacks. Carter is able to reach up to 500 miles an hour while dive bombing, dodge lightning, is able to regularly outreach enemies, and even throw enemies into the way of a bullet or a bomb. Carter's nth metal armor automatically protects it from damage and actually provides him pretty impressive healing factor as well. He's regenerated his wings completely, regrew an amputated arm, that's actually been fatally shot, yet survived and regenerated. Carter is a master of all sorts of weapons, and can actually instantly morph the nth metal into pretty much any weapon that he wants. These can include, but aren't limited to, two-handed axes, dual swords, shields, and maces. Hawkman's been able to defeat enemies in a 5-on-1 fight, battle against Lobo, and he definitely isn't afraid to kill someone, as he's decapitated enemies before. Then, finally, Hawkman's got the Claw of Horus, which is a really powerful weapon, and Hawkman has described it to Superman before as being able to hit him with a planet. So, who wins? Well, let's break it down. Now, Spider-Man is one of the most iconic heroes, not just in the Marvel Universe, but in comics altogether. And he's the one character that best walks that line between street level and mid-tier as a hero. So today, we got Pete going up against someone who's definitely a mid-tier hero, Carter Hall, Hawkman. Who's coming out on top here? Well, let's break it down. And first things first, take a look at strength and physicality. Well, Pete has held up part of the Daily Bugle skyscraper. He's landed a small private jet. He's actually repeatedly either held up walls or buildings, actually will pick up train cars or support falling construction cranes. He's also matched Rhino's strength, overpowered Iron Man and broken his armor, broken apart carbonadium tentacles, and he managed to redirect Mjolnir in midair, and again grab Mjolnir right as Thor was trying to throw it. Spider-Man also just throws some seriously powerful punches. He staggered Hulk, Apocalypse, and Phoenix Force Colossus, knocked around Namor, Thing, and Rhino, and one time sent Electro flying through 40 stories in a building. So yeah, Peter is ridiculously strong. But everyone already knew that. I mean, he's got the proportionate strength of a spider. That's kinda his thing. Question is, how strong is Hawkman? Well, he's able to regularly overpower opponents, overpower superhuman opponents, even overpower multiple superhuman opponents at once. He'd be able to routinely tear through metal, rip apart cars, even airplanes. Also safely landed planes, just like Spider-Man. He's fought against and beaten demigods, beat Kryptonians, and sent Black Adam flying through walls with his attacks. But with that being said, I actually think Spider-Man takes just a slight edge here in strength. He's just shown more strength feats throughout the years. And if Hawkman squared off against Kryptonians and Black Adam, well, Spider-Man's squared off against Hulk, Juggernaut, and Apocalypse. So much durability. Well, Hawkman hasn't just landed attacks on Black Adam, also taken attacks from Adam. He survived being lit on fire. A machete barely goes into his skin. He's taken energy blasts from Gog, been blasted at point blank range with a rocket. Hawkman also has a nice healing factor as well. As he regenerated an amputated arm, he's completely regrown his wings, and been fatally shot, and yet survived, and regenerated all thanks to his Nith metal. But Spider-Man is incredibly durable too. Men have literally broken their hands just by punching him. He's taken explosions at point blank range, and some pretty serious attacks from Shocker. He's survived attacks from Hulk, Juggernaut, Rhino, Colossus, and Apocalypse, even being sent flying away by Hercules, being sent flying a mile away from the Hulk. He survived a point-blank explosions from Scud missiles, taking over 100,000 volts of electricity, wasn't phased, and Peter also just has remarkable endurance. He can take just about any attack that comes his way, not go down, yet keep on fighting. Peter's willpower is just insane. He's kept on fighting without sleep for days, kept on fighting after being shot, kept on fighting with broken bones, even been beaten nearly to death by Phoenix Colossus and Phoenix Magic, two Avengers-level threats, yet still kept on going. Say what you will about Spider-Man, but he just doesn't quit. And then, finally, we'll talk about speed. Will Card's been able to casually deflect bullets, arrows, and energy blast. He's even dodged lightning before, or at least technically dodged artificial lightning. Hawkman's also able to fly. They can pick up some serious speed while in flight. He's able to reach up to 500 miles per hour while dive bombing, flies from Louisiana to LA in just 33 minutes, and can actually fly 2 miles in just a few seconds. When it comes to speed and agility, Spider-Man definitely takes the edge here. He's able to react and perceive time down to microseconds, dodge lightning blast and Gladiator's heat vision after they were fired, not attack some literal super speedsters. And of course, Spider-Man is able to casually and routinely dodge all sorts of gunfire coming at him from all sorts of angles all at once, really just making it look like it's the easiest thing in the world. He's even dodged guns before with the barrel of the gun pressed up literally against his head. He's casually outpaced the likes of Taskmaster, Black Panther, Wolverine, Nightcrawler, and Spider-Man has even technically dodged blast moving at light speed. Although, take that with a grain of salt, because it's definitely the fastest that Pete has ever gone. Then his balance, agility, flexibility, and coordination are all second to none, probably making him the greatest gymnast and acrobat in the entire Marvel Universe. And this all really helps him dodge pretty much any attack that comes his way. Hawkman is going to be a hard-pressed to land just one hit on him throughout the fight. So Spider-Man is looking pretty good when it comes to physicality, even against a powerhouse like Hawkman. That's when we get to talk about Carter's Nith metal. I mean, the nith metal is one of the most powerful objects in the entire universe. Hawkman has even mentioned in the past that it isn't just protection. The armor itself operates as a living weapon. It heals the wearer. The ore can be harnessed and wielded in a variety of ways that are nearly unmatched in the universe. He even said that every time that he thinks he's mastered the nith metal, he just discovers that there's so much more to learn. Hawkman's also the better fighter, because while Spider-Man might have plenty of experience fighting opponents and going up against superhumans, Carter has centuries and centuries of fighting experience. He's also got a mastery over a plethora of different types of weapons, including two-handed axes, dual swords, shields, and his trusty mace. But although Hawkman might be the better fighter, Spider-Man is by no means a bad fighter. In fact, he's a very skilled fighter, especially with his particular power set. He's even developed the way of the spider martial art form under the tutelage of Shang-Chi and to perfectly utilize his spider powers. And this isn't even talking about Peter's webbing or his spider sense. Most swords aren't able to cut through Spider-Man's webbing. He's able to block attacks from Iron Man and Human Torch, and even able to restrain the likes of Luke Cage and even Hercules. Spider-Man also loves to target eyes or hands, use webs in close combat, and simply wrap people up. Particularly against Hawkman, he can web up his wings, and it's going to be very, very difficult for Hawkman to get out, considering that the webs have also restrained the likes of Hercules, Iron Man, and even gods. They've also blocked attacks from Thor of Mjolnir. So, block attacks from Hawkman with his mace. They've even injured Hulk before. And the spider sense can alert Pete of danger that he can't see, hear, or smell. It gives him a 360-degree view of his surroundings. It slows time down to a crawl, allowing Peter to be 10 steps ahead of his opponents, runs through possible battle scenarios and tells him which one are best while Pete is fighting. He lets him position his body in order to minimize damage with attacks that he cannot dodge. So yeah, the spider sense is a massive advantage in his corner. So, end of the day, who's coming out on top here? Well, Spider-Man's going to be landing more attacks here, no question about it. I mean, he's faster, more agile, his spider sense will allow him to dodge attacks. Peter's going to be able to do this. On top of that, Spider-Man's attacks will be able to injure Hawkman, considering that they've injured the likes of Luke Cage, Iron Man, and Hulk. And while each of Hawkman's attacks will be able to do more damage, it's not enough to instantly turn the tide in Carter's favor, because that Peter is taking attacks from the Phoenix 5, the Juggernaut, and Hulk. Then while Hawkman's nith metal and the power and versatility that lies in that might lead him to some victories here, I actually like Spider-Man's spider sense, webs, and unique fighting style to come out on top. Spider-Man wins. But what do y'all think? I would love to hear your thoughts. Sign off in the comments down below. Also be sure, the like button, subscribe button, turn notifications on the DanCo army, and I will see you all next time.